The Rolling Sea, Traitor, Book 1, Esperanza's Party, by Tina Rash. Chapter 1, Johnny. Ashley had just finished history class. Her mind was thoroughly bored. She didn't really see why they had to study history anyway. She cared more about what was happening now. Besides, she'd had to go to the bathroom for the last 10 minutes, and the teacher hadn't allowed bathroom passes that day. Jessie was the teacher's aide for her class to punish him for drawing fake mustaches on the glass of all of the pictures of the presidents of Ireland that hung on the wall in the classroom. He was deep in conversation with Chantal.
And one of the presidents from America got married while in office.
Normally, she would have asked Chantal to go with her. This time she called.
I'm going to the bathroom.
And went alone. As she walked out of the bathroom, Ashley saw the new boy in school. She noted that Johnny wasn't bad looking in boots, jeans, white t-shirt, and leather jacket. She also decided that she didn't like that look in his eye as she realized that he was looking her way.
Oh, great.
She thought,
if I have to go out with another bad boy in biker clothes.
Johnny walked up to Ashley a second later. He asked her confidently,
Hey, you're going out with me tonight, right?
No.
Ashley answered, revolted.
I have plans.
She looked fleetingly toward Sean as if her date was with him. Johnny got a little angry. He shoved Ashley against the wall by her throat. He asked her again just as confidently.
You're going out with me tonight, right?
Ashley agreed quickly.
Yeah.
Johnny smiled.
I'll pick you up at 7. Maybe we'll go to the movies.
After she was released, Ashley walked off toward her friends. Sean in particular noticed that she was visibly upset.
Is there something wrong, Ash?
Ashley had looked down at her lunch as she took it out of the brown paper sack. She looked up at Sean and smiled grimly.
No, nothing wrong here.
They made their lunch and talked about what Murray would have. Chapter 2.
Hi. So I've been trying to do that, trying to think of a way to tease my books that would actually reel people in, and I'm thinking the best way to do it is share them. So I'm hoping you all heard that, and I tried to get the microphone as close to the speaker as possible. That's one of the good things about being a girl, is that you can put the speaker, being female, is you can put the speaker right there in front of you, and you gotta place the rest that and your microphones in the general area of them too, so hopefully that went well. I'll probably be listening to it later just to make sure. So, I got another page done in my story. I know, it seems like I'm taking forever. And I've got the goal of getting 200 pages done before Grandma's birthday party. Oh my goodness. Getting to the 200th page is what I actually meant. I think that's a very conservative goal. That I can get to page 200 pretty easily since I'm on page, what did I say? I'm on page 119. So I think I can get to 200 before Grandma's birthday party, and it'll be pretty awesome. I was kind of bummed this morning though because it turns out we do not have any clean knives, or at least any knives that have made it to the drawer. And I didn't have time because I was already late to begin with. I finally got the litter boxes done. Tomorrow morning is garbage day, so it should be, it should be really good to, I mean, I mean the babies, as we call them, will be happy because they'll have clean litter boxes, and then hopefully my husband will remember to put the garbage cans out, and the garbage can out, and they'll pick it up and it'll be whisked away. I only say that because there's a few times where he forgot. I do not know if I can roll it out there. Oh, okay. Twosies. Anyway, so and then after stream, I can have the ice cream that we bought, or I could work on my story and wait until I'm really frustrated and eat my ice cream then, because ice cream makes it better. Although after what happened yesterday, at the end of my stream, or almost at the end of my stream, I had this big problem where I needed to go upstairs, and it took a lot longer than I expected it to. I'll just put it that way. Oh, I was coming up with different words for that sentence. But all of a sudden, a quote from a movie popped in my head, and I'm like, "What was that from?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly what that was from." But at first, the real words to that scene did not pop into my head. It was something else. But oops. Well, I got to put that up, don't I? Because, okay, the idea with that is that we will play a chapter of story. Although I think what we're gonna. Oh no! Anyway, we'll play a piece of story um, every time that it's Minecraft Day. Unless it's something, not everybody can listen to. I mean, technically, what I played wasn't really something everybody can listen to, but wait, um, okay, um, I mean, because not all audiences can handle stuff like that. There we go. Anybody who watches these guys will understand who that was. And anybody, oh, I mean, assuming you heard it. And anybody who doesn't watch them will probably be like, what the heck is that? I mean, who the heck was that? but, um, but if you did hear it, that is part of the Don't Stop Meowing family. I mean, technically, the Don't Stop Meowing family was, is and was because one of the members isn't there anymore. Um, anyway, originally, it was Kareem, Fifi, Chase, Millie. Chase, Sky, and Millie, something like that. Anyway, and then they got pregnant, so they added Taj, and then Sky was having health problems and isn't with us anymore. Um, and they added Princess. Well, then, um, oh no, wait. Then they somehow miracle happened. They got pregnant again, and they're like, once you, um, once you, they had to not go the usual way to get them a, a baby the first time. They had to help the process along. Come on. If you'd listen to me, that would help. And what is with the amazing disappearing cow? Cow, I know you want to go for a swim in the ocean, but I don't want you to go for a swim in the ocean. Well, fine. See if I can get him on the dry part of the land. And no, I have no idea where I heard that saying, but hopefully we can rescue the cow. Especially if that's the mama cow or the baby cow from yesterday. Okay. Anyway, so they didn't, she had to get helped along with actually being able to have, Tash. So then, I mean, yeah, actually being able to have Tash. So then, I thought it was kind of funny because, he's like, they told us that it would be really hard to, to get pregnant again because of the way we did it the first time. And and the first thought coming through my mind was, and God said, "Oh yeah." That was the idea. Sheepy, you want to go over there. Anyway, if I take out this land and don't leave them much land on the other side, then they'll go up my Jacob's ladder kind of thing, and they'll be up behind the gas station, and they'll be safe. But that's a lot of ifs. Minecraft and reality don't often mix, so. Because I don't remember what they named her, but they've got a baby girl now, too. So anyway, that's the original part, and then I just kind of count their extended family as part of the Don't Stop Meowing family, so. Because I can't pronounce their last name. I don't want to get it, I don't want to get it messed up, when I'm saying it. So I just call them the Don't Stop Meowing family. Because that's what they were when they started. The original 5 of them. But it was so weird because it's like they don't name their kid until it's born. Ashley knows that our daughter Ashley knows that she is Ashley, and she's known that she's Ashley since she was really little. In the tummy little. So, I'm kind of thinking that, parents get like, oh no, what do I say when it comes to, Mommy, where do babies come from? Because they think that they're asking for all the details. But they're not asking for all the details. They're just asking, or they're not necessarily asking for all the details. They're just asking for, they're just asking their cute little innocent, where do babies come from? Well, your answer could be mommy's tummies. And in my books, I actually address that just because, it's a question kids ask. So I address that question by saying, the daddy gives a really good kiss, and then Jonah kisses mom's arm or something like that, and they go, oh no, that won't do. That's not a good enough kiss, and okay, what else? Well, I think some of this can stay actually because it's going to be behind the thing anyway. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Anyway, so I started really late this morning. Mm-mm. Wouldn't be surprised if you all were taking bets on when I would figure it out. Okay, there we go. So, tomorrow I am going to be late though because I have an appointment at 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning. Um, so I am getting my eyes checked to see if I'm blinder than I am or if I'm okay. I mean, blinder than I think I am. Because we discovered that 250 strength glasses aren't really good enough. But threes, uh, yeah, threes are, making me seasick. um, they don't agree with my system for some reason. And I don't understand because it's like I saw better with the threes, but it's too much. So, they'll probably end up telling me, I mean, unless my eyes are worse than it, I think they are. Um, my eyes will probably end up telling me that, I mean, the doctor will probably end up telling me, just go to somewhere and get the 275s, you'll be fine. But the thing is that I want, actual glasses that stay on my face, and these ones, um, the ones from Costco, they don't hold on very easily. They're definitely, they're Foster Grant, which is supposed to be like the good stuff, but they've got really flimsy, uh, the frames themselves are not flimsy, but the part that holds onto your ear, um, the arms of the glasses, whatever you call those, the arms of the glasses, they don't hold on well at all, and I'm always afraid that they're going to fall off and break, and that we're not going to be able to afford new ones, and yeah. Or like, what if I think I'm perfectly fine, but they just declare me legally blind or something? I don't think that would happen, because I could see, like, everything. Yeah, I'm streaming. It's only 8:49. You can come over and get petted. Bobby came over. She's like, oh, mom's streaming. And ran back to the top of my desk. Okay. She loves the top of my desk. I was trying to keep her off of my desk, but then she's like, she seems to be perfectly happy when she's up there. So it's like, fine. Because we got a rule. No kitties on the counters, no kitties on the tables. Um, Wait, that will have to be there. Okay. So we saw most of the sixth season of Nash Bridges, which is the last season, yesterday. And one of the episodes, um, I think what ended up happening is that the actress a um, got a procedure done and got bigger boobs. Normally I wouldn't say something like that on my stream, but um, you know, that's what she did. But it was kind of funny because in the scene after she got that done, you could tell that, you can tell what happened and everything. But in part of the scene, she's walking around like she has a um, she's kind of walking around like she has a stick that is holding her back up, and like her, but with her new chest, um, puffed out. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I was trying to think of what TV show or movie I'm thinking of that had something like that. It was a movie called Troop Beverly Hills. Um, Shelley Wait, no, Shelley Long. Yeah, Shelley Long was in that one, and she's also in a movie called Money Pit, and she was on Cheers, the TV show. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, please look it up, because Cheers was Cheers was a pretty good show. It took place in a bar, and Troop Beverly Hills is basically they're Girl Scouts. I want to say they're no wait. Oh, they're Wilderness Girls. So they're basically Girl Scouts, but they call them Wilderness Girls because they probably couldn't get the name Girl Scouts, or somebody that wrote that script for the movie was a Wilderness Girl instead of a Girl Scout. I have no idea. But it's good. It's got a lot of little different stories in there too. Like the Shelley Long, her character, and her for the movie husband. Um, there we start again. Um, anyway, they were getting a divorce, and that's because the dad wants to marry the hot young realtor that got him the apartment. She's a lot younger than his wife, and um, and they were anyway, so they're getting a divorce, and then there's another mom of another wilderness girl. The wilderness girl is actually in um, TV or movies or something like that. She's an actress, and her mom writes romance novels. Well, the way she was talking, you assume it's romance novels. Because she was recording everything that she wanted to write down into a tape recorder. You probably don't know what a tape recorder is, so I'll just say it was a device that had a little, well, it had tape in it. You'd have to look it up. But basically, it was like when you take your phone and you record your voice. Because you've got an app or something that records your voice, you know? It's like that. So I'm explaining that. The grown-ups may know, but since it says Minecraft, it may be watched by a kid. And they may not know what a tape recorder is. So I try to keep everybody in the know. There may be a grown-up that doesn't know what a tape recorder is. When I start trying to explain things, when I start trying to explain things, it kind of makes me feel old, like I know about ancient technology. Anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get my story done today, and I'm gonna try not to have any stressfulness. Yeah, right. Because yesterday I made, I made part of the story, and then when I went to go play it back to make sure it sounded right, there was no audio there. So I had to go and do it all over again, but that wasn't too stressful. It drove me nuts at the time, but it wasn't too stressful. Just do it again, and I took out the quote marks because I figured the quote marks were being stupid and you know or making the computer be stupid and not have it in. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, not that thing. That thing. Anyway, I figured the quote marks were messing it up, and because that's happened before. But I figured the quote marks were messing it up, and just took them out, and that seemed to work. So anyway, it got done, and then this morning, or I mean, well, yeah, this morning, because I'll probably end at 11 today. Notice what I said. Probably. I don't think I believe me either. Um, anyway. Probably. Yeah, I have no idea what probably was. But anyway, I got the page all set up and ready to go. And I will probably finish this chapter today. I'm hoping that I finish this chapter today. There's enough stuff going on Nash Bridges that I don't even pay. I mean, we've seen a bunch of the episodes multiple times at this point. Yet we still have not seen season 2 after episode 6. We have not seen season 3 or 4 or 5. But we've seen season 6. No, I think we've seen some of season 5, actually. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it is 1, 2, 3. It just didn't look like it for a moment. You know, I always told my mom when I get old enough to have to wear glasses, I'm going to wear them. And I just don't know if I want to, but I want to be able to see, so. So the problem is that there will be a moment when I have to get off here real quick and take the laundry up to the, out to the dryer. But other than that, I should be able to be on here all the time that we need to be. Actually, I might go and, you can watch YouTube on the TV. I don't know if everybody can do that, but I know you can do that on Samsung TVs. You can access YouTube and watch it on there. Well, my sister said that she watches, she used to watch YouTube on her TV too, and I don't think it's a Samsung, but maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, my husband was being, I just remembered that. My husband was being a little bit of a jerk yesterday. Only because, maybe we don't have enough money, but only because of the fact that we need a new doorknob for at least the inside door that leads to the grass side, and that one, because that one's not working, and he would not buy it. He's like, I want to get a duplicate to the one that we have. Well, I look at it more than he does, so I pointed out exactly which one we needed. Or at least I thought that. Oh, no. I was wrong. But we want them all to be this. He wants them to all be the same. So, all the same design and everything. So, so he wouldn't buy the doorknob until we knew which one to buy. Well, fine. I will take a picture of the doorknob and I will show him. Because I want to take a picture of the front doorknob instead of the Okay, so we got like those nice metal screen doors, so you feel like you're safe. And then we've got the regular house door. Wait, why would I do that? Okay. There we go. Anyway, so we got, the nice screen door, and then we got the regular house door, and anyway, he says that they only changed the the street side door. Oh, he says that they only changed the street side door, but I remember them changing the uh, the grass side door. So if you have watched any of my if you've watched any of my snow videos, the grass side is where you can see all the apartments across the expanse of snow. And then the other side is, the street side is, when I go and film our driveway. That's the best example I can give because, there we go. Anyway, that's the best example I can give because, I don't have any other ideas how to explain it. So, so I have been looking for the blue chests the last couple of days. And that is the only thing I've done on Dreamlight Valley, unfortunately. But I have been looking for the blue chest. I got the litter boxes done today, and I don't know what we're gonna. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't really have any other chores. I don't think I have any other chores to do. And, well, go get my shower tomorrow morning, but, other than that, and go to my appointment. But other than that, I don't really have anything to do, so I'm going to work on my story. Hope to get, the rest of the chapter done at the very least. It's pretty much all I'm hoping for right now is to get the chapter done. So there's no business like show business. Yeah, okay. Got that out of my system, I hope. There's no fish over here because there's no grass and stuff. And I don't know exactly how to put in the grass and stuff. Or, like what it is. So we'll have to go and figure that out. But yeah, we're just gonna do this. Okay. Ah. Oops. My poor phone. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta do some laundry. I did all my husband's laundry. I just gotta, and the towels. Just gotta do mine. So I finally look over, and it says that somebody's trying to sell me viewers again. And you don't get shout out if you are trying to sell me viewers. You only get a shout out if you don't get a shout out if you're trying to sell me viewers. You just get a shout out if you're being a nice person, saying, "Hey, how are you?" or you know, "Hey, I would, stream this way," or, whatever. Whatever you want to comment. Hopefully nice stuff. Like Olaf said, all good things, all good things. I'm not very good at coming up with a Olaf voice, but, well, except for, kind of when I say, "Now we're perfect," you know. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to keep a running thing of where I'm talking and stuff, and yeah, ran out of stuff to say. Except for, okay, so the reason why I tell you what I need to do during my day is, so I can kind of keep myself accountable for that. Make sure I actually do it. Like the litter boxes. Cause I feel like I'm letting y'all down if I don't do what I said I was going to do for the day. But I also feel like I'm letting Sam down if it's litter boxes and, Sam goes and makes sure that we get everything done for the kitties. So he goes and meows at me and I go, "What?" And he can't tell me what, but he can walk me over to it and show me. Although he does know a little bit of English. Oh, great. Okay. I gotta rescue this guy too. I don't think I'm gonna be able to rescue this guy. Yep. I tried. Nope. Okay. When you don't do much, there's really nothing to talk about. Like, I feel like the other YouTubers, they actually do stuff. They go out of the house, so they've got stuff to talk about. And then I'm sitting here going, what do I talk about? I don't go out of the house much. Except for we got ice cream yesterday because we had to get cash back um, we had to get anyway. We had to get cash back so I could go to my appointment tomorrow, and my husband went with the idea that his appointment was this much, so my appointment would be the same. Well, hopefully he's right. Hi. Oh, I do see it's 44 degrees outside. Um, so Bobby's feeling cold. You know, it helps if you grab the thing that you're... Not that! Oh my gosh. Oh my. I don't understand. The pig didn't even try to swim up to dry land. I mean, not dry land, but you know, the pig didn't even try to save himself. Oh, maybe it didn't have enough strength to save itself because it had fallen such a long way. Anyway, so next time we do Minecraft, we'll have chapter 2, and the time after that, chapter 3. Okay. I haven't got myself... Oh my goodness. So I, got the litter boxes done. Like, basically, I got up, I got the litter boxes done, and washed my hands because I always feel like I've got, kitty litter powder on them. I don't know if it's a mental kitty litter powder or if I actually do have it, but um, I go and wash my hands afterwards and put up the I put up the scoop and all that stuff, and then I go up and wash my hands and make sure that they're clean for eating, and then if that's what I need to do, or video gaming or whatever. Then I'll do whatever I was gonna do, eat or video game or work on my story, whatever. Um, oh, so I finally got to the point. Okay, so I'm not totally done with that one. I still need to put the audio pieces together, but other than that, I got to the point where Sean has discovered the person messing with his truck. So he goes, "Hey, get away from my truck." And I haven't gotten to the next part yet. And like I said, I wanted it to be more mysterious, but I can't figure out how to do that. And unless I want to make you guys wait until I can figure it out. Um, yeah, unless I want to make you wait until I do figure it out, I'm just going to leave it the way I wrote it. Okay, so I probably need to put some dirt and sand and some more grass, so there'll be fish over here too. 'Cause I hate going in the ocean and then finding out that there's no fish. But I also hate going in the ocean and then there's definitely no room for a ship. I mean, it's got to be big enough for the pirate ship. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 below the below the water, so that is definitely not enough for a ship. Okay. So usually I got the thing of, whatever game I'm playing that day, like tomorrow backgammon and Theme Park Tycoon 2 on Roblox. Uh-oh. There we go. And then, Dreamlight Valley to find the blue chest, and then, wrong thing. And then Minecraft. But, today is Minecraft, so it's like, do I stay on the whole time? Do I, do other stuff? I don't know. I think by the time I went to go find the blue chest yesterday, it was like, past, it might have been past 11, but I don't know. So you want to try to get the blue chest at the same time every day. So then when you go on there, it'll be there. Instead of like Tuesday, you go on there and find it at 4 p.m. and then you're trying to find it Wednesday at 3 p.m. and it's not there because it's not been a full 24 hours. I'm not entirely sure that's the way it happens, but it seems to. Dang. So I'm making sure that there's less and less land, trying to get them to gather at the, at the staircase, because if I can get them to gather at the staircase, then they will all go up the staircase, hopefully, and then they'll be rescued, but I don't know. They don't seem to be interested in being rescued. They're like, this is where I spawned, this is my home, and I'm staying. Yeah, that was something that happened um, on one of the episodes of Nash Bridges. The they've got the main story, whatever it was, because I can't remember. But they've got the main story, and then they've got the the guy that they're supposed to be hunting down as the main story, and then a little bit of a sub story is, well, it is a sub story, is that Nash's dad, Nick Bridges, he's got a favorite fishing spot, and this old guy, uh, or older guy, whatever, you know, okay, normally I don't say old guy, but, he was pretty mad at the time, so he's like, this old codger or something like that. I don't actually remember what he said. But anyway, he's like, he stole my fishing spot, you know. I don't think he actually said those words, but you could tell, by what he was saying that was it. And they had gotten into a fight to where Nick's got a black eye, or well, he's got a bruise by his eye. Um, and so then their sons get involved. Well, of course, Nick's son is Nash, and then the other guy, his his son has the ability to kick Nash out of his house because he's got he's got a piece of paper that says he can live there even though it's a earthquake demo. Earthquake demo. The earthquake messed up the building, but it's still it's still standing. But like they get another earthquake, and they're probably if they're in the house, they're not going to be there anymore. Or at least the building's not going to be there anymore. So anyway, the other guy's son can shut them down and make them have to move. So he goes and tries that. Well, then him and Nash get into a fight, and that may have been an no, that was a different episode. I was gonna say, oh, yeah, that was another thing because Nash was there when one of the two guys, Nick and the other guy were fighting, and Nick accidentally hit Nash instead of hitting the guy he was trying to hit. So, yeah, I'm sorry, my we haven't done much. So I'm probably not going to be on until after my appointment tomorrow. Because I'm probably going to be like too nervous. Or I might be on just long enough to play backgammon or something. I remember, if I remember correctly, they told me to be there a little early. You know, do paperwork or whatever. So I was going to go over there a little early and see what happens. And I'm hoping that they don't, I'm hoping that they pretty much don't give me a white cane and, with the red on it and say, you're legally blind. Nobody in our family has been legally blind that I know of. So, they all had glasses, but nobody has been legally blind. And I remember my mom was less than my age now and needed glasses. She kept complaining, the light just isn't right and stuff, but, I could tell that she needed glasses. She was just being vain about it. Mama. I don't know if I said mama. Try not to confuse people. Mama's the one in heaven, and mom's the one that's still here. So, yeah. Um, Mama was born in 55, and my dad was born in 56, and then my mom was born in 61, which I thought was very interesting because my aunt, who is no longer with us either, my Aunt Cheryl, she was born in 1961. So I thought that was very interesting. Oh, I was looking at a building on this video that is playing silently in the background, and I was like, what is that? And then I realized it was, the Tower of Terror or something in Star Wars Land or something like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. Oh, he's in DCA, so, Disney California Adventure. So, well, he was when he was doing that part of it. Yeah, he's still, okay. So he's in Disneyland California Adventure today. Fresh baked. Not today. Oh, I'm sorry. Not today. About a month ago. Still trying to catch up on videos. So I've been like playing those on the TV, and then working on my story on the computer. So I'll have a small window open that shows the list of videos still yet to watch, and as they go by on the TV, as they end and turn to the next one, I go and, well, actually, after they've turned to the next one, but I'll go and delete the one that we just watched, and, um, it makes it really easy. Sometimes, though, I catch myself watching the video more than and working on my story, but, um, that'll get worked out eventually. So, yeah, so way over there where the ship is, like I said, I need to put in 2 more ships. And, I just haven't gone back and built them yet. I mean, the number 3 is pretty much a luxury cruise liner. I tried to make sure that it had enough room for, it needs to have, okay, so it needs to have 2 hallways. At the very least, it needs to have 2 hallways with 20, 25 rooms on the right and the left. So then it's got 100. Wait, 1, 2. Okay. So then it's got 100. Oh, all down the up. What I'm saying is it needs 4 rows of 25 or 5 rows of 20, but probably 4 rows of 25 would be better. And but on like 6 floors. And when I get to that book, I can adjust it to being, that many floors instead of the original number of 15. Kid you not, 15 floors. My husband was like, what the heck? And most of those floors, all the floors above water had cannons. What would cannons be on here? Not dispensers, I don't think it was dispensers. I don't know right now. Horse, get away from the edge of that. Oh no. That's it. No, back up. What is up with... No, baby! No, 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 no. Okay. I get... Really? Okay. Anyway, I'm like, I cannot let the baby horse die. Uh-uh. I don't like taking these out when they're done. Not because I love them so much, but because it's so hard. But I definitely don't want Mama and baby Horsey to die just because I didn't want to put in some kind of guardrail. So I'm being totally ridiculous right now. Well, I want the duck chicken to. I mean, the chicken. They confirmed it's a chicken. Um, if I remember correctly. Um, but they say they don't have ducks on here. So then that kind of sucks because, chickens shouldn't be the only, uh, the only birdie thing that isn't, they've got parrots or something. Can't remember what they're called. There. Where's the mama? I mean, where's the baby? Don't tell me you let your baby die. That may be the baby for all I know. Actually. Okay, I'm trying to get. Oh, wrong thing. Well, that was another thing that happened in Nash Bridges yesterday, but um so Joe is getting audited by the IRS, and it turned out that his the guy that was auditing him had dated his uh had dated Pepe. And so Joe got in deeper and deeper and deeper in debt because they had dated. um, it, at first it was um, pay 1,800 and you're fine, but then it was pay the whole amount and you had to do it in 6 days, and it was ridiculous. The whole thing takes place in San Francisco, if that helps any. And I thought it was so cool because, like, um, I lived in Fairfield, California, which is pretty close to San Francisco. So it's like, wow. and you can look up the buildings and they actually get them right and everything. Or pretty much right. Because there's this one scene and it looks right, but um, it like looks right, but it doesn't look right at the same time. Of course, it doesn't help that it was a different time of day in Google's picture than it was in the show, but you know, basically it looked the same. And I thought it was funny because the picture in Google had a cop on the corner, and Nash Bridges is a cop show, so okay, why do animals in Minecraft go up to solid objects like the rock face here and bury their head in the sand like that? No. Bad horse. There. Because I'm going to hope that he's smart enough, or she's smart enough, to not jump into the giant hole over there. I mean, over here. Oh, I forgot my husband was at work and one of our cats just ran down the stairs. I'm going to assume Sam because I'm like, what is he doing home? I went and made sure he got to work, something for work logged him out again. It keeps doing that too. But something for work keeps logging him out, and there. It's quite annoying. Anyway. And, and he's like, um, yelling at it, going, why, why did you do that? And, well, he didn't say, why did you do that, but, or, like, why did it do that, And my husband has, like, he knows computers, so, he gets, like, really frustrated because he can't fix it. Ooh, that might be a thing. Um, he keeps telling me clear the cache on the internet browser or whatever. And I'm wondering A, if the stupid computer would do it, but B, I can't interest any of them into going here. Really? If the computer would clear the cache in the first place, and if it would make it better. The answer at the moment is it's a long shot, but it's at least an idea. Which is better than his not an idea that he has now. Wait a minute. Oh, the water's up here? Okay. Why am I doing this the hard way? Yeah, so since it can do sand, the grass can be on sand. Although I don't know if that's like a specific grass or if it's just grass or what. I've noticed that a lot of people go and use elytras in Minecraft, and it's like, well, why don't you just go in creative mode and do it that way? In creative mode, I don't have to use a elytra to fly. I don't know if they can do that on a computer, but You okay? Are you okay? I hate that when he doesn't answer me with a definitive answer. I mean, a definite answer. I mean, he's a cat. He's not always going to give me a definite yeah or definite no, but he just kind of looked at me like, "You're home?" It's like, duh. So I found out one of the dollar stores is hiring, but it's the one um way down the street. It's one way down the street instead of the one right across the street. We're actually like one block in from the main street. Um, the main street is Carson Street, and we're literally one street over from that. So, I basically think of it as down the street when I'm actually meaning down Carson Street. Okay. So that's the idea here, is that we're going to go and fill this in to where the horse has no choice but to go down and then to go up those stairs. Hopefully. You may be wondering why I'm putting it up 3, and that's because I've seen them go here and then go on to where the 2 is, and I'm not looking for that to happen today. Or they'll go up on the 1, and they're not supposed to do that, but they have in the past done that, so I want to prevent it. Okay, that makes no sense. I have not seen Gone to 60 Seconds in a really long time. But gonna make me lose my mind up in here, pops into my head. Because that's the only place I've heard it. I'm going to assume, even though you shouldn't assume, that it's a real song. But yeah, they're stealing a Jeep or an SUV or something. Maybe it was a truck. I think it was a SUV thing. Anyway, and it's a black guy and a white guy. The white guy like hardly ever talks. They think he never talks, but he hardly ever talks. So he's liking, he likes classical music, and the other guy, he likes that gangsta kind of music, and so he starts playing that. Well, they don't know it, but there's a snake in the vehicle, and he don't like I mean, he doesn't like the music at all whatsoever. He was fine when it was classical, or yeah, I think the guy was playing classical stuff. Anyway, he was fine when it was classical, but when the gangster kind of music, maybe it's hip hop, I don't know. But anyway, when that started playing, the snake, started slithering around and try to get in the black guy's lap, and yeah. Well, anyway, the white guy ends up throwing him into the cop car that's chasing them, and I'm just hoping the snake was okay. I don't do snakes. Um, snakes are not my thing, but I am hoping he was okay. Um, like the movie Quigley Down Under, at the end of that movie, because so many horses and people fell from a cliff in this one scene, it specifically said no animals were harmed in the making of this film. They don't say that until the end. It's like the first thing that pops up in the credits. Okay. Now, just in case anything else spawns in over here. I don't know if they can spawn in on the oh no, that would be here. I don't know if they can spawn in on the stone, but I know that they can spawn in on the dirt and grass, so. Oops. Wrong thing. There we go. Okay. Anyway, I was pleased to see that there was, dolphins in the ocean yesterday. That's what the big body of water is that I'm putting in, is the ocean, the actual ocean, not the little Minecraft ocean where it's, pretty much a big puddle. Sorry, Minecraft, it's not an ocean. I do appreciate the water, though. So, I probably said that earlier, but I can look forward to ice cream later. And I am pretty happy about that. It's a great value ice cream, and I personally like it. And I found out that I like chocolate yesterday. Or not yesterday, the other day. I found out I like the chocolate um, flavor. Oh, good. Anyway, I found out I like the chocolate flavor, so I decided I would go and have that yesterday. Um, and then, I I don't know why this bugs me so much. Um, but okay, so roller coaster ride from Lilo and Stitch will pop into my head, and the only part that ever pops into my head is Motion in the Ocean, and can't remember why that bugs me so much, but it does. Oh, I think I just remembered. I'm not going to mention it on stream. Don't you do that. Bad horse. Okay. I don't know if they can jump in Minecraft, but I know they can jump in real life. A little fence is not going to stop them. You know, you gotta use your imagination when you're playing games like these. Is that, is that horse really gonna jump the fence? Is he not gonna jump the fence? Gotta use your imagination. I mean, your imagination powers your build. That's how you build all that stuff. Although my build specifically really is built on my imagination because it's the world from my stories. So since it's world from my stories, it ends up getting built the same way every single time. Well, not the same way, basically the same way every single time. Because it gets changed it gets changed every time I have to rebuild it. But it gets better. Like, this high school has all of the stuff that the high school had. And, a few things are in different spots than they were originally. But, there's the basic sameness. And then, oh, okay. Anyway, there's the basic sameness because, it has all of the things that it's supposed to have. Usually it doesn't have all the things that it's supposed to have. Like I get to a certain point and the classrooms are not built. They're not actually built like they're supposed to be. They don't have the chalkboards or, something. I'm pretty sure I had one school that didn't have the chalkboards because I wasn't sure how to make them. And then I was like, you know what? This here, get your little booty over there. Dang it. Um, then I was like, well, this classroom connects to this classroom. That's where the chalkboard ought to go. And that's where I came up with the idea of the, the black concrete representing the chalkboard. Don't do that! Stupid horse. You commit suicide, and that's on you, dude. I mean, if you jump into the water, go! No! Now I gotta go and try to save the horse. Well, I'm gonna do it this way again, just in case the other horse comes by and tries to unalive themselves. I only said themselves because I was gonna say himselves, and then wait a minute, what if it's a girl? They're all supposed to be girls. They, you know, I think that's what they said, is that they're all supposed to be girls. But remember on Jurassic Park, they were all girls. But life found a way. Life found a way and made baby dinosaurs. And made, they made the dinosaurs the way they were millions of years ago when they were all ill-tempered and going to kill you. And, yeah. Oops, I shouldn't have said that way, sorry. Okay, the other horse disappeared. Well, hopefully it went that way. It didn't unalive itself when I wasn't looking. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I want to work on my story today because I'm not going to get much done until I get home tomorrow. Okay, I'm trying to save the animals. Trying to save the animals! So, I am not stopping to do the laundry real quick. Pretty sure it's not real quick anyway. But, yeah, it really doesn't, okay, so it really doesn't take that long. But, it would involve me putting on my shoes. And, yeah, because I'm usually home. I don't usually put on my shoes all that often. So my husband's like, how can you wear out a pair of shoes? Don't go anywhere. And it's like, well, I do go places. I go shopping with him all the time. Not all the time, but, at least once a week. And, and, the one day, oh my goodness, I didn't want to wait for my husband to get back, and my father-in-law was not going to be able to drive me back for a really long time, and I forgot the headphones that I wear at their house because they got the TV on 90. Yeah, my father-in-law was still trying to say, oh yeah, I could hear a pin drop. Yeah, I don't think he can hear a pin drop anymore because he's been having the TV on 90, Because my mother-in-law is literally going deaf. And then we're going to have a problem because she doesn't text and nobody knows sign language. And I don't think I can write enough that we could have a conversation if we were like writing little notes back and forth to each other. Well, it's not my fault you put vines in there. Okay, I hear pig, I do not see pig. Which probably means pig. No. What? I hear pig, I do not see pig. I don't know. I'm confused. I was hearing a pig. So yeah, that's probably gonna be a long video, but you know, shows that I'm actually doing something. I've almost got this all connected up. Or I'm dreaming that I have it all connected up. I think I do, though. Not entirely sure. Or I'll be sitting here and let's go to the movies from Annie comes into my head. I don't know if that's the real name of the song, but that is a good part of it where they're singing let's go to the movies. So like they had a stage, say the America's Got Talent stage. Except for that it's not all sunny and warm, it was all black, but you could see the people on stage and everything, because of the spotlights um and like the movie theater, the movie theater screen was behind them. Anyway, apparently wherever they went to the Radio City Music Hall is where they went. So like apparently when you're going to watch a movie there, you get a real show. They go and sing to you and let's go to the movies. And so finally got you to go up, 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 up. I didn't think I was gonna have to convince you. Notice he's going up. Backwards. Oh, good. Couple of cows, wandering Traitor, and the 2 llamas, and 2 horses now. All got rescued. They can't get, to the gas station or anything, which is a good thing because there's a big gaping hole in the gas station floor, ground. But one of these days we will have enough of this finished that we can finish it later and we'll be able to go painting houses and building town and all that stuff. I need to figure out what is next in the lineup over there. Maybe I will put the bar. Oh, you know what? The bar isn't there. I was gonna put the bar there, and I don't think the bar is there. The bar's supposed to be. Oh no, the liquor store's supposed to be behind the bar. That's what it is. Never mind. I was thinking of it backwards. Okay. Okay, so my appointment's at 9 o'clock tomorrow. So I probably will not be on until at least 10 or 11. And I don't even know. Okay, like I don't even know if I'm going to. So maybe for the YouTube people, I gotta, because I don't know how long that's gonna take. I mean, it looked like it was a short process in the movie Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick, but I really don't know because he had that machine and you're sitting in front of it and better one, better two, and all that, but I think there may be more to it than that, and I just don't know. Or like at the doctor's office, your appointment's at 9, but you show up at uh 8:30 because they told you to. So then you're sitting there waiting, and even though you're the next person in line, they don't let you go because your appointment's not until 10 or whatever. I just totally lost when the appointment was in that scenario. Um that's something I really like about Park Pass is that Chris can come up with a totally outrageous scenario for something, and he'll remember the whole thing. So I don't know if he memorized it before he went to I think it's Dutch Bros. Um that's what everybody calls it. It's probably Dutch Brothers, but they call it Dutch Bros because that's how it's spelled on the sign. BROS period or something like that. I've only been there one time, and we were not getting coffee. We were getting um, water for the kitty cats because I was too dumb to remember to bring water for them. Um, or at least I felt like I was too dumb. I should have thought about it. I just decided one day that we'd go and see Daddy at work. And that was when he worked at Tractor Supply. So um, everybody is so amazed when I can take my cats and put them in the baby stroller, or in that case of that day, the wagon, and take them out without a carrier. I don't believe in cat carriers. They scare your cat. They really do. Um, I would vote. Uh, I mean, unless your cat likes it, then I'm not trying to shame you or anything. But usually your cat gets scared because they don't understand. They're getting put in this little box or this little bag, whatever, and they're like, "Where are we going? This isn't home. what is this? And they can't see. So they can't see that they're safe. You're still with them, all that stuff. So they get freaked out. And even you people who drug your cats with catnip, probably can't get them to calm down because they don't understand. So anyway, we've learned. We started putting a harness and leash on our babies, just because I wanted to see if we could get them to do it, for one, and for two, I wanted to be able to take them for walks. At the moment, we cannot have a dog. And it's not because we live in a place that doesn't accept dogs. It's because we have Sam. And he is scared to death of them. And, well, not so much with Brady. Brady's my mother-in-law's dog. And he's like, okay, Brady can be here. Because Brady is not called dog. But if Brady comes near him, he's on high alert. So, it's like we just got to be careful. We haven't really taken Bobby out, though. Like, I'd like to be able to, like, maybe put Ben in, Ben and Sam in the stroller, and then have Bobby there somehow. Coming up with the somehow yeah, I haven't figured out the somehow yet. But I'd like to put, well, I'd like to be able to put all three of them in the stroller, but Bobby doesn't get along with the boys because Bobby doesn't want to get along with the boys. Okay, how much more of this do we need to do? Oh, not too much more. Oh, no, wait. It goes over here, too. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, this got all messed up because he was helping and I don't know what happened. But Squibs was helping and something got messed up somehow. He did not do it on purpose. I know this, but, some of it got messed up and I was like, oh man. Anyway, I can't wait to eat my ice cream and work on my story, and not in that order. I really think I want to save the ice cream until the story drives me so crazy that I need ice cream, It's like, it's like when you, um, well, like for a little kid, it's like, they get shots and then, they get given a lollipop at the end, or, sucker, whatever you call it in your country, and, um, or you might just call it sweets. Um, See, there's a birdie. Anyway, you might just call it sweets. but whatever, whatever it is, you give that, or the doctor usually gives that to your kid after the shot, and it makes it all better. So it's pretty much a comfort food thing, but um, it's definitely like when my niece was little, um, she called birthday cake happy cake because you sing happy birthday. And so, like, certain foods are my happy cake. Quote marks on either side of that. But they're my happy cake. What is that? Oh, look, bird. Hi, bird. Um, okay, let's see if we can. Oh, there's a whole bunch of trees up here. I just gotta convince them up. Actually, all those trees are going to not be there. I'm probably gonna put them on the flat part. Oh no. Did that spawn in, and did the ocelot spawn in, or... Oh my goodness. I don't like them being in jail. Okay, I was worried that I was gonna get him. Anyway, I don't like them being in jail without air. I mean, they can be in the little enclosure, but... There. It's like the part with the mermaid. Um, she needs air. She has water. But he goes and tries to open it up enough that she can get uh air too. And so he ends up putting his Bible in there, and she's able to breathe. And I don't know if I would have used my Bible to do that. I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have used something else. I don't know what though. But I probably definitely would have used something else. Um, that looked too small. That looked too small to be a Bible anyway. But I know it was. Okay. You know, part of that movie actually inspired the missionary because I was thinking that they could, the enemy pirates, whoever they are, could kidnap Luke and, Morgan and her crew rescue him later. Kind of thing. And I think at first he was having, oh my gosh, you're not supposed to do that because of, things with Morgan's past, but then he was kind of calm about it. Um, why do I keep doing that? There we go. Okay. Okay, so I keep saying there we go. And then that reminds me of it's Christmas time again, Charlie Brown, and Linus is in a cardboard box, trying to go down the, trying to go down the hill, but he keeps on having little problems. Um, like the box didn't want to go the one time, and um, the box just did not want to go, and so Sally was with Linus at the time, and she got out, and so when he started to go down the hill, it ended up that he, kind of face planted, and she's like, "If I would have known we were only going that far, I would have stayed in." But he kept saying, "Here we go," to go down the hill, and he just kept on having little problems where the box didn't want to go, or it flipped over, or he went so well that he ended up being the cardboard box on top of the Christmas tree instead of the star. So Lucy goes, "I like it better when they have a angel or a little star on top." She didn't even try to help her brother. Okay, so ooh, it's almost time to watch the Easter Beagle. I don't know what month Easter is in this year. I wish they would just make a decision. But maybe it's, based on some kind of Christian calendar I haven't heard of yet. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of, is that maybe it's based on a calendar that I don't usually use, or maybe it's a calendar that I do use but I don't realize I use it. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's really weird that one year it's in March, the next year it's in April, and then reverse the next year. Yeah. But like I said, maybe it's based on like some kind of Christian calendar that I don't know about. I don't know, and I was kind of thinking, um, not to like force my religion down your throat or anything, but I was kind of thinking that on Sundays it would be nice to have a little part of the Bible in my video, but then I know somebody's gonna say something about it, but like I want to stand up and say, you know, um, this is me, but then I know that I'm gonna get like hate comments or something. So it's like I don't know what to do. I mean, other people do stuff like that. The Don't Stop Meowing family showed what they do on Ramadan, but it's mostly um it's like they don't eat during the day, and I don't know how they do that if it's a baby, but they don't eat during the day. I think they still ended up feeding the baby when it was Taj. So, um, but it's like they don't eat during the day, and then like at at 6 o'clock they pretty much eat everything that they can. So, I've noticed that it's hard on the kids though because, they're used to eating during the day and um like probably it's don't eat before sunset or something like that. That sounds like it would be, that would be what that would be the thing. And I don't know where I got that idea either, unless they told me. But anyway, something like that. And I'm like, I couldn't do that. I just, I mean, I have done that, but I couldn't do that for, 16 days or whatever it is. Doing that every once in a while, that's fine, but doing that for like 16 days? Oh, heck no. I could not do that. But, I'm not making fun of it at all or or, saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying that, I couldn't do it personally. Because every once in a while, you're just not hungry. So you don't eat. Well, then, like, your stomach's like, what the heck when you do eat? But I try to eat 3 meals a day, or at least two. Um, some, like if, it depends on what time of day what time of day I'm I mean, what time of day, if we've got a lot of food in the house or if we've got a little food in the house, stuff like that. Um, there we go. I think that worked out better than trying to do it from the other side. Anyway, so it's 10:45 and that means we got 15 minutes left. And then I think I'm going to quit because I mean unless I'm like, that close to connecting this up, then I might continue. But I'm going to try to end it at 11 today because I want to try to get my story done. Like I said, I want to try to get to page 200 by vacation time. So I feel like I got something done for one, and yeah, cause see, this is not. He took out all that stuff, and that didn't need to get taken out. Or yeah, it didn't need to get taken out. So, it's like we can go and terraform it again into something that's awesome. Oh, that is an episode of Star Trek Next Generation that was kind of interesting because there was a being on this planet, but they thought there was nobody that, they thought there was nothing there. But it ends up that there is a sentient being on the planet. So, it can think for itself. It has consciousness and knows who it is and everything. And, um, and, they didn't realize it, but they almost killed it. What the hey was that? Okay, one of the neighbors, I assume, turned on their water, and it maybe they had to turn it off and cause, to fix something. I have no idea, but it made that sound. But anyway, so there's this planet, and they thought it was desolate, dead, and nothing's growing on it or anything. But it turns out that like um the whole entire planet is sand, but with like space sand, um, with a little bit of water. Like maybe 4 inches of water on top of the sand, something like that. And the little alien beings, they were like, really, really tiny, like the size of a grain of sand. And they were trying to say, hey, we're here, we're people, you just can't see us. But they didn't know how to communicate with the people on the Enterprise. And so they were going to, you know, they thought it was, like, I don't know, like space dirt or something like that. So they were trying to, so whatever they were doing was kind of killing them, was kind of trying to kill them off. And it ended up that's not what it was. Like they were trying to take the water away, I think. They were trying to take something away. And that's what the little beings live off of. So they were trying to say, hey, don't do that. And then, because the thing that reminded me is they were trying to terraform the land so it would actually grow stuff, grow crops. They could maybe put people on that planet, stuff like that. And the little beings were trying to say, dude, we're here. We don't want you to put people on our planet. Yeah, well, we don't want you to kill us off, And they finally figured it out, and the lady was in tears crying because, she was one of the people um, that was helping unalive them, and they hadn't realized, because all of the tests before said that there was nobody there, but it was because, like their their signs of them being a sentient being people thing, um, you know, their like biological makeups didn't um didn't translate to being a being in the computer. So another thing where the computer screwed up. But anyway, it didn't show signs of life, basically. And then all of a sudden it did. So, oh yeah, I don't think we're going to get there. Anyway, we're trying to finish this up as much as we can before 11, and hopefully, oh well, technically I could go until 11:30 and it would still be okay because or at least the 3 hour mark on the video, because I started late. Okay, I'll make you a deal. 3 hour mark or until we get disconnected. Whichever one comes first is what I'm saying. I still want to watch NCIS Los Angeles season 3, 4, whichever one's the one after the one after the last episode that I have. Cause it's it kind of sucks. G, otherwise known as Callan, he was trying to figure out, where he's from. Um, you know, he's trying to figure out, if he's got family anywhere. And he found out that, he found out in the one episode that the girl that, the girl that he was hanging out with in the one foster home was his sister. And apparently, she grew up and she was like kind of spying on him. And I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but anyway, she was like spying on him. And, it seemed like she was spying on him for the Russian mafia or whatever it was. Anyway, Russian peoples. And, I didn't write it, although the storyline in part of my story is that the one Russians want to get William Senior, William Junior, or William Anthony Pendragon II. Excuse me. That I figured that was a good way to make it not be Junior. He likes being called William Anthony Pendragon II. Cause I don't like, I don't like that, some people name their kid Junior. Cause like in some movies, if you're Junior, you're like the kid that doesn't know. Wait a minute, 2 plus 2 is 4? You know, I don't like that stigma. That thing of you deduct IQ points just because they're named Junior, or because it's usually like in this case William Anthony Pendragon Jr. But he doesn't mind being called William Anthony Pendragon II. And I have no idea how we got on here. Oh, but anyway, so they want to like destroy the whole family basically because of the fact that William Anthony Pendragon Sr. dated the guy's uh, dated the guy's wife at some point in time. And I don't remember what I wrote in at the moment, but anyway, dated his wife at the time. So they want to, or maybe it was stole his girlfriend, and that's the, and Clarissa is the one, and that's William's mom. William, you know, William the Second's mom. Um, Something like that. Anyway, so so at first it was they couldn't find William Sr., which is kind of stupid because he's been the governor of New York forever. But they couldn't find him. So they went after, um, we're just going to call him William. We'll call the other one William Sr., and we'll call the one, Sean's dad, William. So then they went after William, but they couldn't find him either. So that kind of makes sense. They're in they're on the ship or in the mansion a lot, and um, even though William runs his lawyer office out of the mansion, um, they couldn't find him either. So then they did find Sean. Somehow they found Sean. And I think that's pretty much how Singer works. You may think that is a brand of sewing machine, and yes, it is. But you know how people say singer songwriter? Just take the songwriter part out, and that's Sean. There we go. All we have to do is get that little zigzag left, and then go back over there. Well, we'll probably go back over there because that'll hurt my head less. Because right now I'm like, right now I'm going, that is a lot of stuff to relocate. I mean, to take out. Oh, anyway, so I was telling you about Chris O'Donnell's character. Like I said, he found out that the one girl was his sister. Um, she's over 18 at the time. I have no idea how old, but she was over 18 at the time. But it was definitely his sister. And then later, he finds this guy, and I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't remember exactly what. But I think it was figured out that he's like the uncle or something like that, um and his mom isn't alive because of the uncle, something like that. Anyway, so then he goes and shoots the uncle, but I was expecting it to be that the uncle's got a bulletproof vest, and the thing was that they needed to go in. I mean, that they needed Kellen to go to jail to talk to the person in the jail and find out what's going on there too. But as far as I saw from that last episode of that season, he's just going to jail. So I don't know what's going on. But it seems like something that they would do. I don't know, but We'll figure it out. One of these days. Um, right now, we're a little worried that we're going to lose our house. So, I write books and they are available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And I would very much appreciate it if everyone would buy at least one of my books. It would help very much. I would be so grateful and so happy. Because, like I said, we're a little worried that we're gonna. Because we couldn't afford to pay the dang HOA and the mortgage, and they were conveniently not in the office or not answering the phone or whatever when we tried to, when my husband tried to talk to them about it. So, you know, we don't, we don't know what we're going to do, but they're threatening to put a lien on our house, and I don't know what that means, and it's got me freaked out, and yeah. Um, anyway. So I'm gonna, I think I'm going to, every time we, uh, go on Minecraft, you'll get another chapter, and we'll see if we can, uh, get everyone interested in buying my books. Um, I like them. I really like my books. There's certain scenes that I really don't like most of the scenes with Johnny in it. No, all of the scenes with Johnny in it. Um, Johnny is in Esperanza's party, and I I wrote him in as a character, but I really don't like him. But the idea was that I wanted something, that would um, kind of show that Sean does like Ashley like that, and the best way to do that was for him to rescue her from the bad guy. So, so I did that. So I wrote that part, but it like feels detached from the rest of it a little bit to me. It's not, but it kind of feels like it. Like everything else is, lighthearted and good, but then that part is. And if it doesn't feel to you, it's okay. It's my first real try at making. I don't usually. Uh, I try not to write too scary stuff. Like horror flick kind of stuff, or uh, or the husband or the wife getting beat up by their spouse or something like that. I try not to write that kind of stuff. Um, although although several times I have written that, and there's a good reason for it. Um, in one of the books, Sean and Ashley are fighting something fierce, and they like Sean's heart after a while is not in it, but Ashley Ashley had a moment where that's I think that's what happened. The enemy pirates finally actually did something with Ashley. Usually they don't get that far because Sean rescues her, or she's able to kick them in just the right spot or whatever, you know. Um, they usually end up putting her in a cage in the cargo room and, save for later if we can figure out how. But, anyway, so let's, yeah. Okay, let's end this. So like I said, I write books. They're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. The hardbacks range from $24 to $27. I'm pretty sure. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that like two of them are 24 or 25, and then like two of them are um like two of them are 26 and two of them are 24 or 25, and then the other four are 24, 25, 26, or 27. Like I said, I really need to put a I need to get like a poster board and um write the prices on the other side. Um problem problem is though that I am gonna have to A, be able to read it, and B, be able to update it. And so maybe a dry erase board would be a better idea. But I can't find one big enough anymore. They got, those little dry erase boards, but they don't have big ones at places like Walmart. And I don't think we have like a stationery store or a school store. If you live in Carson City as well, please let me know. Because I don't know. I don't get out much. I know it sounds horrible, but I don't get out much. Like I said, I get out about once a week to go shopping, and every once in a while I'm like, I want to go outside the house. It's like I want to go somewhere. Usually, if we're gonna go, um, if we're gonna go somewhere, we go out and eat something and then go shopping. So, that usually satisfies that craving of needing to go outside the house. Okay, so the paperbacks, on the other hand, are the paperbacks are mostly $20, with one of them being 15, one of them being 25, and Coral's book is 6. Coral's book is a children's book, and it just tells how she got into the family. Um, well, actually, it just tells a story about her. Because I don't think, well, I know that there's something about a people mommy, and so I kept saying that it should be easy for kids to read, and then read People Mommy, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that one's easy to read. Because I don't know if the word people is easy to read. I don't have small children anymore. Um, they're all grown up. My daughter moved out with her cousin and and her cousin's boyfriend. So they got an apartment together somewhere, and that's like really cool. The other one cannot be Squibs cannot be convinced that he needs to learn how to drive. We've been trying. The thing is that I didn't care about driving. I mean, I wanted to drive. I literally, for years wanted to be 16 so I could learn how to drive. And then I just, I'm like, I know what's going to go on here. I'm gonna, or my parents don't have enough money to buy me a car, so why bother, So I wasn't thinking it was important until I had my daughter, and then it was like, you know what, we need a car. Because going on the bus all over the place is okay. We had a bus pass. You don't have to pay for it except for once a month. It's good. But there was the small problem of it only comes around once an hour. If you need to get somewhere fast, you're not going to be able to do it. So, yeah, there was that. Then, just had to figure it out. But I got me a car. It was a Pontiac Grand Am, but it was like a oldish one, I guess. And it needed the heads replaced. But he didn't tell me it had two heads. He told me it had one heads. And I didn't have enough to get two, so we replaced the one, and it broke down again. Basically, I put it in the hands of the person who sold it to me so he could fix it, and it didn't get fixed. Wait, that's 3. That's not 2, that's 3. Yeah, that's not gonna... Come on. There. See, that's the problem. It could... Oh, no. Well, that works. So, just, God didn't make everything perfectly, perfectly, I was calling it pleated the other day. The other day when, Squibs was helping me, I was saying that it was pleated, because I kept thinking of a skirt. Oh, that was something that happened the other day. I'll tell you about the ebooks in a minute. Anyway, that was something that happened yesterday actually. I checked the mail and I found out that one of the companies around here was saying, "Hey, if you got any trees," and I'm like, "They took all our trees out." And we're not the people to talk to about trees anyway, because we don't like we own the way they described it to us is we own the inside of the house, we don't own the outside of the house. So like the outside of the house, it all looks cookie cutter. They're all the same color, they're all the same shape and everything, and I don't know if that's what they were trying to do, but they like took a whole bunch of awnings off of the trees, but I'm like, I'm an owner. They better not take off our awning because that's the only thing keeping the rain from coming in our house. So I feel bad for anybody who had their awning taken off because I know that they're probably getting rain. We actually had rain coming into our house one time, and we have the awning. So, okay, so I said I was going to quit this. Yep, I definitely did. Wait, and then this is one. Okay, I think I can fix that. Hold on. Oh, not that. Not that either. Okay, I think I can fix that 3 thing. By making this go here. There! Isn't that a lot nicer? Yes. Or at least I think it is. Okay, we just gotta connect that up with that and we're good. So, so then the ebooks are $2.99 for Coral's book and up to $5 for the others. Yeah, I said I could go to 11:30. So, well, I connected it up though. Um, but anyway, they go up to $5. Most of them I think are 305 or thereabouts, but there is one that's $5. There is one or two that are $5. Um, so anyway, my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times. Those are all part of the Beginnings series because I didn't know what to do with Morgan and Hayden's stories because I already figured them out in my head, but I didn't get to write them down at the time because I either didn't have enough paper or I didn't have a computer of my own, whatever. I could have been writing these stories and getting them right perfectly and publishing them in 2013 if I had found out about Amazon doing publishing a lot sooner. And then I would have been like, one of the only ones. And but but that's not how it happened. I think I'm trying to get people to buy my books and like people aren't interested in books anymore necessarily. I keep hearing, "Oh yeah, I love reading." And then the person says, "I'll check that out," and they don't. So, or they checked it out and probably saw the original covers and was like, "Oh, that's a Minecraft book." No, it's not a Minecraft book. It's just I was using Minecraft art at the time. Um, all of my all of my covers look a lot better now. And Coral's book actually has real life pictures that I actually took of my cats and my husband. Um, it looked better in color, but it's kind of appropriate because um, it's kind of appropriate that they're there because, that it's in black and white. I didn't mean for it to be black and white cover, black and white book. I meant it to be color photos. And, um, it just didn't work out that way. I thought I hit the color button, and apparently I hit black and white, and I don't know why. So anyway, when I make Ben's book, I'm gonna work on that element harder. I wish I could have um, a laptop so I could, make these books on the go. I think it would be, really good. We're going, basically, we're going 3 hours away, but it usually takes us longer than that. Like, we'll leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and we won't get there until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we cannot do that this time. We have to get there by 2. That's when the party starts. So I'm really worried about that. Oh yeah, see it's 3:03 on the recording time. See, we're almost done. Well, kind of almost done. We still have to get the grass put in over here, and we have to get the I have to get the grass put in over here, up here, and then we have to get the land that doesn't need to be here out. We just have to, I think for now, we just have to get it out enough that you can see nothing but ocean. And then, if there happens to be other land way over there and you can't see it from, fictional Ireland, then that's fine. Only problem is that we gotta go and make an airport, and we've gotta okay, we gotta make an airport. We gotta make there's a road that goes up the middle of Ireland, pretty much. It's probably gonna be a straight line, even though Ireland doesn't really have straight lines. But it's probably gonna be a straight line, and it goes to Northern Ireland, and then past that is the harbor. I can't remember what the harbor's name is, but it's at the top of Ireland. And then there's a bar on the left side of the top of Ireland, the west side of the top of Ireland, and it is where Mick gets grabbed, and it's got ocean near it too. I mean, obviously the harbor has ocean near it, but I'm at the point where I'm like, this has got to get done, and if I can just connect it up, I would be happy. But it's going to take a while. And this tree's in the way. So, okay, I think I will finish this off stream, but get it done while I'm working on my story and having Cheetos and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure the Cheetos were that great for my tummy because I wasn't having any trouble um, when I go upstairs, and then I was eating the Cheetos, and then that's when that uh, that's yesterday was when I was having the problem. So I don't know if the Cheetos had anything to do with that, but I hope not. Um, because I don't know if I've got medicine to make that easier or not. Okay. Hopefully the tree will... The heck? Oh. Oh, no, no, no. This needs to stay. No. Oh, no, 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 no. No. Yeah, I'm being a drama queen, but it'll be okay. There we go. But, like, with my stories, sometimes you got little problems like that. Totally fixable. They're just annoying at the time. And then you got big problems where you can't get Ashley's voice to say without going um or she has a problem saying I think she has a problem saying it gets long and drawn out, and I don't know why. Because you see all those AI robot people um on movies and things, and they don't talk like that, or like on the news, they go, look, these people made a robot, and I mean a robotic person or whatever. Hey, what the heck? Fine, I will play that one. No, actually, what the heck? You know what? Let's play that. Yeah, yeah. I know that'll last until I'm done. Um, my computer keeps playing this little game where it uh, will play some videos for a while, and then it's like, what are we doing? Are we meaning to watch all of these videos at once? And just stops. And, it's like, yeah, I meant to play all those videos in a row like that. Want to catch up on what's going on in the worlds of the people that I watch on YouTube. And yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to play today instead of Nash. Nash I have on DVD, and the only problem is I have to be able to put it in the Xbox, and then I have to go and put on Do Not Disturb mode, because otherwise you get, stuff where, like, Squibs, is online, or Roger's online, or, whoever else is in our little group. Sit around, you get notifications that they're online, or you get their invites to your to their party, and it's like, I'm watching a video. Okay, so anyway, if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe. notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. Also, please check out my books because we desperately need the money. And on top of that, I would like to be able to do giveaways, help people in need, buy toys for tots, be able to go to grandma's with no problem. I mean, not grandma's house, but grandma's birthday party. Um, stuff like that. Um, and if you want me to be able to continue to make videos, I'm definitely gonna need the help. So anyway, and we'll get these up to the top, and then if this tree doesn't get in my way. The tree is in the ocean, so or where the ocean is. So I've got to take it out anyway. Okay. I will see you in the next stream or video. Why not build an underwater base?